Season 9 Top 10. Let's go. Okay, so they started off the night with Tyce DiOrio group dance. Tyce DiOrio was actually in this routine. I called him out immediately. I'm like, who is that guy? And I noticed, like, Tyce is in his own routine, but it was because Cole was injured for when they taped the group dance. So I guess it's okay. Kind of nice to see him actually dance. We don't normally get to see him dance. And the judges are Nigel, Mary, and Benjamin Millepied, who is the choreographer for Black Swan, which was a really interesting movie, to say the least. All the top 10 today, you're going to be dancing with all-stars, 10 performances. Let me get to that. Tiffany and Brandon from Season 5 started off the night. They danced a Doriana Sanchez disco routine. Disco, first one. And wow, they nailed this. So, they did so well. I was so impressed. I'm not a huge fan of Tiffany. In fact, I kind of believe that other girls deserve to be there before her. But she nailed this, and they had so much energy. Brandon's just like the Disco King. His one that he did on Season 5 with Jeanette was just outstanding, and this one was like, there was so much in this, and she did like crazy lifts, and it was like all over the place, and the music wasn't like to a normal 80s song, it was like to a modern song. I didn't know if I was going to like that, but I did. This routine was so good. High energy, great way to start the show. Witney and Nick Lazzarini from Season 1 danced a jazz piece by Travis Wall next, and this was very solid. It was very sleek. They had tons of performance in this. I really feel that she did great. She actually got to play a sexy character, and I really thought that this was good. I really was intrigued by everything they were doing. They had some poses in this. They went fast and then they would slow down. So I really liked this one. I thought Witney did well, and I liked it. Cole and Anya went next, and they danced a cha-cha piece choreographed by Dmitry Chaplin, and I was immediately skeptical when I heard the song. The Wanted isn't exactly cha-cha authentic music, you know? So I'm like a little bit turned off. I was like, is this gonna work? But it did for me. I thought Cole did well. Obviously, people kind of expect him to do better. It's top 10. But he's with Anya, who kind of steals the spotlight. Unintentionally. I don't know if she obviously doesn't do it intentionally, but it was okay. It wasn't my favorite. Better than the cha-cha routine earlier this season, but still, you could be in trouble this week. Lindsay and Jakob went next from Season 6. You should have won. They danced a Broadway piece choreographed by Spencer Liff, and this was about, like, he was a shadow in the back with the light, and she was in the front. It was a really interesting concept. They really had to be in unison for this. And I think they weren't in sync all the time, but they really got it for the majority of the routine. And I really kind of thought that her performance was really, really good. Again, I love the concept, and I thought they executed it very well. So good job, Lindsay. Will and Kathryn were next. They danced Nakul Dev Mahajan Bollywood. They have no other Bollywood choreographers, apparently. He always does them. But this concept was actually really good. She was a snake, he was a snake charmer. I thought it was an interesting idea. I was surprised actually why they hadn't done it before. I thought this was really fun, had a good energy. He's always smiling, and he always looks like he's having a good time on stage. So I think that transcends to the audience. I think that's why he's a very likable guy. Sometimes I didn't think he finished all his movements. Looking back on it, I didn't think he completely finished all of them, like Kathryn did. And I would have liked him to do that, but he was so busy just enjoying himself, so you can't really get upset at him, you know? He's just a likable guy. So, you're lucky this time, Will. I still want you to do a salsa, a rumba, anything ballroom. I don't think he's got anything ballroom yet, so I'm still waiting on that. Well, not your fault, I guess, but I don't know, whatever. Cyrus and Jaimie Goodwin from Season 3 were next to dance at Travis Wall, contemporary. And I thought, okay, Jaimie Goodwin is one of the best contemporary dancers they've ever had on the show, female-wise. And Cyrus was okay in this. I'm gonna give him a pass. But man, I thought he lifted her throughout the majority of the routine. I didn't really see him dance until the end. I didn't really enjoy it as much as the judges. I think it's top 10 now. You're letting people go that are so talented. And I'm not saying that Cyrus is not talented, but it kind of, I don't know if it's fair. It's subjective. People like him because he's likable. It's America's favorite dancer. I get that. But I feel bad that other dancers that are like crazy good and super versatile are leaving before him, you know? So I haven't really vented about this because I do like Cyrus and I think he's likable. And I think that's why obviously he's still in the competition. But you know, it's like you gotta cut the cord at one point. And if I see him in the finale, who knows if these videos are gonna be able to be uploaded because I'm gonna be cursing all over the place. Chehon and Lauren went next. They danced a hip-hop routine choreographed by Dave Scott. I thought this was a commendable effort on Chehon's part. It wasn't hard-hitting enough for me. It wasn't a hard-hitting piece by any means, but it still needed to be sharp, and it wasn't really on his end. So, I mean, it looked like he was trying. It looked like he was trying to have a good time and let go, but he sacrificed that a little bit in the movement. And I know he's ballet, so this is obviously completely opposite from what he normally does. But still, you know, I didn't really enjoy it. I kind of found it a little bit boring. So he could be in danger next week. George and Alison were next. They danced jazz piece choreographed by Tyce DiOrio, and I thought the dancing was good. I thought the technique was there, but I just didn't believe the chemistry. I didn't at all. The story was about he just missed a train because Alison was so super sexy and super raunchy that he just couldn't leave, you know. And with that story, I mean, I just didn't believe it. What do you want me to say, you know? I thought the music was really captivating. I thought the dancing was really good, but it left me a little flat. And then I was kind of like waiting for the judges to say it. I'm like, someone's got to say it because I don't think I'm the only one who thinks this. And then Nigel said it at the end, so I'm like, at least I'm not crazy, you know? Sometimes I really feel like I could be on that panel. Eliana and Alex Wong were next to dance a contemporary piece choreographed by Stacey Tookey. And this, I felt, was super short. I felt like it was building up to something the entire time. I was like waiting, and then it ended, and I'm like, what? So I guess I was really into the piece, you know? Eliana, it was so nice to see her with a partner at her level. And she was able to shine, you know? She was really able to shine in this. So I'm happy that America was able to see that because it was so unfair for her to have Cyrus as a partner who's still in the competition, you know? But at least he's not like hindering another contestant because he has all-stars, so yeah. Finally, Audrey and Twitch were next. They danced a hip-hop piece choreographed by Dave Scott. There was a coffin on the stage. It was a little bit creepy, or at least I felt like it was supposed to be creepy. I didn't think Audrey was actually creepy enough. Twitch has so much performance, and he's such a good dancer that when you dance beside him, you kind of get, you know, you're in the background almost. I was trying to look at her. I did for the most part. I didn't feel like she was super strong. She had all the moves down, but it still could have been even better. So I was a little bit left disappointed, unfortunately, but I love Audrey. Okay, so your results. It is Witney and Audrey in the bottom, and Chehon and George in the bottom. Expected. Witney and Audrey, what is this, you know? At least, okay, we got to see the solos. Witney's solo was like a controlled ballroom. She really took her time in this. And Audrey's solo I liked. I really feel like she added so many leg kicks in there though. But I liked it too. The guy solos, holy, were so much better than the girls. And George's solo was like, again, so great. Chehon's solo was really good too though. Anyways, so Kat asked the judges, they tell you why they voted. Audrey and George are let go. Two phenomenal dancers. I wanted Audrey to win. I told it from the first review of this season that I was rooting for Audrey, and I was. She's super likable, and she's just, like, she's so sweet. She's really genuine, and, man, I was really disappointed for her to go because I was rooting for her. Now I'm like, who do I want to win? Although I really like Witney too, so I just thought they got it wrong. I thought Tiffany should have been there. I don't know how she keeps on squeaking by. She's good, but you know, I don't really remember her. I don't think season 9 Tiffany. And George, the audience just didn't connect with him. I think he came off a little bit arrogant, and arrogant isn't a good quality, obviously. So, obviously that's why he was in America's Favorites. So, he's a phenomenal dancer as well. And they'll have good things coming their way. Okay, so that is the end. It's top 8 next week. Who do you think is going to be in the bottom? Who did you like? Who didn't you like? Leave it a comment. You know, I always love reading them. It's so fun for me. And yeah, do all that stuff again. And see you next week, guys. Peace!